So we'll start the lecture for introduction to Tekla structures, right? So I'll just open the presentation. Right. So now we'll just see the introduction of Tekla structures. You can see the screen. Screen is visible.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll go through the introduction of Tekla structures. Now we'll go through key points which you are currently seeing in the screen. So it is a very powerful BIM software. Now, when I say BIM, it means anybody knows about this BIM?
No, sir.
No. So BIM is basically means building information modeling. So when I say BIM, just hold on. When I say BIM, so that B will stand for B stand for the building. B stands for building. So there are various kinds of building in civil, and we'll be going through all those civil buildings which are steel buildings, actually related to the steel buildings, steel structures or steel buildings, right? So we call it as a building. So BIM, B stands for the building or structure. I stands for information. Right? Information that is related to uh, the structure, okay? Through which we are going to install that particular structure on erection site, or we might be fabricating it through that information, right? So that is the information which is related to the building. And M stands for modeling. Right? This is a more popular concept right now in the 3D software in current era. Say span of two or 3 years, this concept of BIM is becoming more popular in all kind of 3D softwares. You might have heard there is one more software called Rivet. Okay. So Rivet and many more other 3D softwares are there which have adopted this concept of BIM, right? So you will most probably hear this feature more when you go in your company. When you join any company, you will hear about this BIM more, right? More frequently you will hear them. So now you know what is BIM, right? Building information and modeling. So it is a process for creating and managing information on a construction project across its life cycle, right? So we'll just see the life cycle of project. So here I have a chart, small chart I have prepared. you can see this chart where there is a project life cycle is shown. So what happens in a project life cycle, that project will start at certain point, then it will go to somebody. Okay, so I call those points, these are the points, various points, it travels to various points in project life cycle, right? So the first point, I call it as a start point of that project. Sorry. So that is a first party, I will call it as a party. So there are various parties involved in the project, and basically there are four parties based on the kind of work involved in that project, right? So generally any steel projects, any kind of steel project, you'll find that it will start with designer or architect, right? That is the first party involved in any kind of steel or civil project, right? Then and they are preparing some documents, right? Design drawing or some drawings. We call them as design data, right? And that is what we call as a information, right? So this info will flow towards another party, correct, for further uh, further modification of this data, right, for their use. Now they are using this data, right? This info is used by the second party, that is called a detailing firm or a detailer. So Tekla structure will be providing the service at this location, right? Detailing firm. So we are providing service in second party. And from here we will be sending fabrication drawings or shop drawings, we can say, to the next party, that is fabricator or a workshop. So this data we call it as a fab data. So it will be sent to third party fab data to say a fabricator or a workshop, right? So fabrication unit will be there, which will be taking care of various activities like assembling of different parts, welding, bolting, painting, and many more other activities are there, which this party will be performing, right? So what they will do, they will prepare the assemblies. Okay, assembly is what? It is combination of different part. When you combine different part, small parts into a bigger one, we call it as an assembly, right? It is a combination of different parts. So what happens in that? Generally, small parts get welded together or bolted together in workshop, and it becomes an assembly there. And those assemblies will be bolted together on the erection site, right? Field bolted. Generally, they will be field bolted or field welded. But field weld generally we are avoiding. So most of the cases in steel structure, you will see that these assemblies will be field bolted on site, right? So site. So by site, we come at this endpoint of this project, that is fourth party, right? So this is where our steel building is getting erected, right? This is the last point or the end point of any project. Project will get end in this area, right? So this we call it as an erection site, where we'll be having erection planning, erection techniques, labors, and many more other things are there, like uh, construction equipments will be there, different kind of, okay. So all those come under this erection site, right? So so this assemblies, so this is also, I call it as a information. So if this info goes, this info in workshop, it is converted into physical objects, right? Or physical items, and this will get erected on site. So that information gets converted into physical objects or physical items, right? And it gets erected on site. So that's what we call it as a project life cycle, right? This is a project life cycle which we saw. So now you are clear on this project life cycle. Then,
Sir, sorry, sir.
yeah.
Sir,
Right.
erected means
Huh?
applied.
Pardon?
Sir, erected means applied.
Erected means
The erection site,
erection site.
there,
Yeah. Yes.
yeah, means that assemble things are applied on site.
Yeah.
Does it
Assemblies
mean
are
that?
erected. Like say, for example, say there is beam, column, bracing. This kind of assemblies will be there, and those will go on site, and then it will get erected means it will get placed on site, right? Say the column will be getting placed first, then beams will be connecting to those columns, then bracing will be connecting. So that process of connecting each element with each other, we call it as a erection. Okay, that process is called as a erection, right? So sequential uh, positioning of the elements or assemblies is called erection. Sequence wise means first column will be going, then beam will be erected, then bracings will be erected, secondary items, right?
Okay, sir.
Then whatever comes next. So there is sequence. Each element will be having a sequence of erection, right? So that
Okay,
way it goes on site. The erection will be commenced. So there is a planning. Here I said the word planning, right? So it is well planned activity which will be taking on site, right?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So we just saw that project life cycle just now. Now, earlier when we used to do the project, when there was no Tekla, there was AutoCAD, right? If we go back in time, say 20 years back, then there were not much 3D softwares in the market. There were more 2D softwares at my time when I started my career. And before that, if you go more 20 years back, like totally 40 years back, if you go, then there were not even 2D softwares available. There were like hand drafting work going on. Okay. And generally only one engineer or a drafter will be working on a certain project, right? So only one person was working uh, for a project, okay, detailing project, and he was coordinating with all the parties, and it took a lot of time actually that time. So when we did the hand drafting, you might have seen that the structures which we made at that time, those took say 20 or 10 years span. So it was a long time for them to make the hand drafting complete, right? Complete the hand drafting work. And s- say if they want to modify, it would have taken more time, right? Modification, rectification in those drawings takes too much time, right? So then there was a software revolution after that. So I think that AutoCAD was introduced for drafting, right? So when AutoCAD came, that time it took over this hand drafting. Means this hand drafting was totally gone from the market, and AutoCAD, what it did actually, it gave some quick commands to detailing or drawing the objects in uh, system in your system or in your desktop, right? So it was more flexible in the detailing area, AutoCAD, and it reduced the time of the projects. Okay, AutoCAD reduced the time of the projects. How? Because it had some commands like scale, um, then scaling, and many other commands were there in the AutoCAD, due to which the work was done quite efficiently, right? And it would reduce the time of the project drastically. Like say, for example, the 20 years project was getting completed in 10 years span, like half half the time. Okay, then still there was a single user who was working on the project till that time, and after that you can see that there are many there is a revolution in AutoCAD actually when they started using uh, more than uh, two persons on a single this thing drawing. Okay, so that was XREF when 2000 AutoCAD 2000 was started. That time they introduced a feature called XREF, external reference. Okay, through that, what happened? A single drawing was connected to different users. Like say, 10 persons used to work on a single drawing, and then on a server it will get connected or it will get merged to form a bigger structure, right? So your structure got break up into smaller sections. Okay, so big structure which would take say 10 years, if you break it in small sections and give it to different people, then you will complete it in a lesser time, right? So when you are dividing a structure, you will complete you will be able to complete it in a lesser time. So again, the project span was reduced with this kind of system, right? So that was quite new feature introduced by AutoCAD, which reduced the project time, and the 10 years project were getting completed in 5 years time, right? And then this become more popular, this multi-user type of system. Many softwares were based on this multi-user system. Till date they are using this multi-user system, right? So Tekla is also a multi-user based system or a software, right? So still there is this clients are trying to reduce the time span, right? So what happens, say this multi-user system was introduced, no, that time again the project's lifespan was reduced, correct, right? So it came down to say 5 years when multi-user was introduced. 5 to 1 years it got completed. The project got completed in 5 to 1 years, right? By introduction of this multi-user system. And when the 3D softwares came in, they just took over AutoCAD. Okay, so AutoCAD is no more used in steel detailing industry. So there are many softwares, different softwares who have captured detailing industry, right? And due to their development, say these projects which took 1 year, now those projects will be uh, getting completed in 1 month's time, right? So again, you can see the time has drastically reduced uh, with the development of different new softwares, right? So again, this time span of 1 month was still reduced, because in 1 month what will happen, generally there will be queries, more queries will be there when we are doing in a software, anything in the software, there will be more queries. Actually these queries is a thing which took more time. So these software companies were, or the clients were be able to identify that where that time was going. So they identified that more time was going in the solving the queries, right? Queries of various parties. So what will happen? Here you can see when a query is raised from a fabricator, it will go to detailer, but naturally it will go to the previous party. So they're receiving their work from here. They are receiving their work from here, right? So if there is a query here, they will go back to the person whom they have received the work, right? So they will ask a query here, like they will send a mail, and then it will take some 1 day, 1 day's time to transfer that mail. And then here there will be some team who will be assigned for this task, and say they will take 1 day for replying that mail, and they found that there is some query which is related to the design work, so they are not having, and so that was not their mistake. Okay, so this query will then go to the designer, right? And again they will take 1 day to transfer those mails to the designer, right? And again here there will be a team who will be working on designing, right? So they will again take 1 day, say 1 day's time to study that query, right? So you can see here 4 days time is gone. Again they will reply in same manner. It will go to detailer, and then it will go to the fabricator. So it took totally 8 days, right? Going back, right? So it took little amount of time. So say there are, if there are more queries, small queries, then it will take up a lot of time in that project. So that was identified by the software, this thing, clients, software clients. So they came up with solution that we need to reduce this time. So they introduced a new feature called Trimble Connect. Okay, so what will happen in this Trimble Connect? Uh, all these parties will be having a Tekla Structures Trimble Connect application. Okay, so what this Trimble Connect does, it will create a backup of Tekla every 1 hour. Okay, and it will store it in cloud. Basically, it is a cloud-based software, Trimble Connect, and Tekla is different software, right? And now Tekla is actually a part of Trimble, so that's why Trimble has uh, created this software to coordinate between different parties, right? So this Trimble Connect is for coordination between different parties for a certain project, right? So what this has done, that it has reduced this time of weeks. Okay, so weeks are gone now, and now that 1 month work has it is also reduced to say 1 week. Okay, so you can see that there is now a lot of competition going on in the markets, in this detailing market, right? Because of this development, right? Many softwares are developing their own features related to reducing the time, right? So we saw this life cycle, and then we saw one more point, that is open collaboration. So that Trimble Connect, which I explained, that was for the collaboration. So we saw how different parties are collaborating with each other, right? these are the party who will be collaborating with each other, and also Tekla will collaborate with all these parties, right? So sometimes what will happen, these two parties will be handled by a single firm, okay, or say these two parties will be handled by the single firm, okay. So but type of work will be different, okay. The working activity will be different, but the firm, same firm will be taking care of this, both the parties, right? That can happen in some project, right? But according to the activity, the work will be divided in these four parties, right? So they have to collaborate. Even if the firms are same, they have to collaborate with different units, like fabrication and erection unit is there, then they have to coordinate. There should be some coordination between each other, so they have to collaborate with each other. Then next point is constructability, which you can see on my screen. Create constructible model. Use a single tool for all types of material and projects. So Tekla creates the model and it will clash check, and it will give a report, NC file. So all kind of support it is giving for the partners or the parties, due to which it smoothens out the process of erection, right? So or it will give more support to the planning team on the site, right? Due to which their erection process will be very smooth, okay. So that's why we have added this point that it will create a constructible model. Constructible model means it can be constructed without any uh, or without with less queries, okay, or no queries at all. So this is a single tool for constructible models, right? Then localization. We can see this localization. In localization, you can see that Tekla has been made available in 17 languages and 32 environments, right? It is used worldwide. Tekla is used worldwide in almost different countries. I can say, for example, USA, Germany, Australia, Netherlands, right? Japan, China, India. So based on these different countries, there are 32 total environments. Okay, different environments. Till date, we Tekla have made 32 different environments. Right, they are available in Tekla structures and supports in more than 20 languages. Right, so in more than 20 languages, we have a support office, right, which will be taking care of our queries, Tekla queries. If we have any application related queries, those will be handled by the support office, right? So our Mumbai support office is in Washi, New Bombay, Mape, Millennium Business Park, right? You might have heard this name. So they are taking care of the queries, Tekla related queries, right? Then we will move on to the next chapter, that is Tekla structures. Now we will see what Tekla structures has, what all interfaces are there in Tekla structures, right? So here you can see a chart where I have shown there are two branches are shown for Tekla structures. Those represents the interface. Okay, interface where we'll be working on Tekla, right? So basically we have two interface, model and drawing in Tekla structures, right? And this is the information which is inside model. Right, basic information is beam, column, bolt, weld, connection, right? These all are there in model. And in drawing, if we can see, there are erection drawing, assembly drawing, single part drawings, and multi drawings. So these four types of drawing will be there in the drawing area. And while modeling, you will not be able to access the drawing. And while drawing, you are working in the drawing, then you will not be able to modify anything in the model. Okay, but you can see in model, you can see the views and everything, right? And this is what the drawing looks like. Okay, detailing drawing. So these drawings, you will see that here assembly drawing is there, B1, B2. So when we are arranging the multiple assemblies in one drawing, then we call it as a multi